So one question that I get all of the time is what happens if I eat gluten? When people ask me that question, I always have to gauge whether or not they actually want to know what really happens, because sometimes it's kind of gross, or if they just want a general sense. So my answer is always different for people. I'll tell you guys what really happens to me. Before I gave up gluten, I wouldn't actually get sick right away. I used to think that bagels were my safe food. I would have them in the morning before a big event. My dog is freaking out. And I thought that they were okay because sometimes when you have a food intolerance, you can eat something that will aggravate your stomach, but you won't actually get symptoms until you eat something later. It can take anywhere from 90 minutes to 72 hours for a symptom to occur. So since I was eating it every day, all the time, because I thought it was the only thing that wasn't going to mess up my stomach, which is so weird, the symptoms were longer and much different. So I don't know if you remember, about 2 summers ago, General Mills came out with gluten-free Cheerios. And I don't really like to eat processed food a lot. I never really did, but my dad was texting me, you get Honey Nut Cheerios, and they used to be my favorite when I was younger, so I thought, okay, why not? I'll just get them. I'm sick of oatmeal. And I started to eat them. I would sometimes eat them for a late night snack because I get hungry a lot at the end of the day, and especially in the morning. And I was commuting to work. My drive would be about an hour, sometimes hour and a half, depending on traffic. And for several days and weeks, I was getting really bad diarrhea in the morning. And there's this one part in the drive where it's bumper to bumper, you're not moving, there's 2 miles between exits, and you're kind of just sitting there, and I don't know how I got through that. I would have to unbuckle my jeans, tilt my seat back, do these breathing exercises that I learned from my therapist, and just pray that I would make it through the traffic, because I honestly thought I was going to need to buy a new driver's seat for my car. Fortunately, I never did have an accident, although I guess the worst thing that would have happened is I would have a funny story now. So I would have to get off at the exit and just pray that there was something near where I can go in and use the restroom. There was this Dunkin' Donuts I found that I actually had to go to several times where I just made it. And a couple times I was able to make it to work. But yeah, it was bad. I would get in my car in the morning and not really know how I felt about going. I mean, I didn't have a choice. But imagine my surprise when I found out what it was that was making me sick. Gluten-free Honey Nut Cheerios, which actually there was some cross-contamination issue. Yeah, so that's the worst, because that was something I was eating every day, and so it was a while before I figured it out. I didn't know what was going on, so it was bad. I don't know if that exacerbated some of the other symptoms I was having at the time, like the red bump on my face, just some other issues I was having. But yeah, that's kind of what happens. I get super sick in the morning. My face will sometimes break out. I can get pain in all sorts of weird places. I will get cramping. I'll get shooting pain. I will get throbbing pain. It's just really not a comfortable experience. My stomach will bloat even more than it regularly does, and it gets itchy, and it's terrible, and I don't like it. I would never eat it again, even if I could, because that's the other thing, is would you eat it if you could? And no, I wouldn't. So yeah, that's essentially what happens to me if I eat